And we're live. Hello. Hello, everybody. I've got Irish Granny Tarot with me. Hello. So we're all hanging out here. Let me just check that other stream parts, make sure that we're kicking up. Yeah, there we are. That's what I want to see. Okay. So I wanted to get your guys' attention. I want Irish Granny to share with us who she is so we can all become aware of who she is, and make sure you subscribe to her channel. And please make sure you still subscribe to me. They've been cutting my subs. So yeah, they cut me way, way back. Hey, Kevin, Loving Vibrations Tarot. If you look at the top, you'll see that there's a thing that says comments, Irish Granny. So if you look, make sure that you can see the comments.
I'm doing this on an iPad, and it doesn't.
You don't get to see the questions?
I don't get to. That's okay. You can ask them.
That's right. Yeah. I will be the go-between.
I'm too easily distracted anyway.
This is really hard to do. A lot of people say, being the reader and then doing the tech end of this at once is crazy. And it is. But hello, everyone. Hello, Chris George. Hello, Melinda Ducher, Arlene McMahon, Grass Grower, Silver. And I'm just making sure I got Sharon Sipe, Bronze, Loving Vibrations. Unconditional Love Tarot. My bad. And anyone else. I don't mean to miss out on anyone. I'm trying to make sure you all know that I'm grateful for you being here. Thank you. So first we're going to get to know, without further ado, more about Irish Granny. You go ahead and take it from here.
Okay. Well, I was born in Ireland, and my parents emigrated to Southern California when I was 3. So I pass as an American. No accent, except for a couple of words my husband likes to tease me about. And eventually, when we were expecting our first child, we moved to the Great Pacific Northwest. And that's what I've been doing the past forever, is raising children. And when the pandemic broke out, I wanted a little something more to do, because we're old and we had to be really careful for various reasons. And so we were I've been in 100% lockdown for 18 months. I forget how to drive my car.
I think that my dad and his wife could probably maybe feeling the same.
Yeah, but I'm okay. I'm very able to entertain myself. Yeah, the two of us are really self-sufficient. However, I knew I should find a few things to do just to say that I did something special. And psychic ability has always run in my family. I think it's an Irish thing. I think they're closer to the elements of nature.
Yeah.
It's cultural,
Yes.
And my mother, my grandfather, my oldest daughter were all really psychic. And nobody ever did anything with it except, wait till you hear the dream I had, that kind of thing. And for about the past 5.5 years, I've been ranting and raving on a daily basis. Wait till you hear this. Did you hear what I read in and they were really getting sick of it. It's very overwhelming when you're young and you're raising children and you're seeing this existential threat.
Yes.
And they were begging me to leave them alone.
It was just too much for them.
Terrible. And I stumbled on political tarot readers, and I thought, well, that might be fun to try. Well, surprise, surprise, I really connected with the cards. And I just practiced by watching people like you. I just watched tarot readers. And
that's
eventually one day I said, if I don't challenge myself, I'm never going to progress. So why don't I just make a channel, and then I can rant and rave to some poor people who can't get away from me.
No, like-minded folk that are on the same darn page.
That's what I discovered. I didn't expect that. I really didn't. And I'm not technological. So this was a huge departure for me. I don't carry my phone with me everywhere. I just am not, I'm interested in other things. So that's basically in a nutshell.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. So you were just kind of like, my allergies are getting the better of me.
Yeah.
You were, and I even took my Forgive me, my antihistamine, but it's just coming to, it's like, okay, we're just going to.
It's the time of year. You can't.
Oh,
yeah.
And right out here, it's everything is blooming.
Oh, wait, I'm backwards.
Oh, yeah.
From my garden.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Aren't they pretty?
They're gorgeous.
My kids call them my old lady flowers. They're hydrangeas mostly.
I was just going to say.
Different kinds of hydrangeas, and that tall purple spear is called a butterfly plant.
I was going to say butterfly, right.
Interestingly enough, hummingbirds nest in it.
Oh, I used to have one of them until it like took over my yard and it started buckling up my pavement. And
yeah,
then
it does.
But had I been out and it been in a better location other than where we had it, it would have been great.
Yeah.
But that's wonderful. I've got tomato plants growing right now. I've just planted two bushy. They're really bushy rather than kind of, you know how tomato plants usually kind of grow up kind of stringy and kind of long. Yeah. This one's really bushy, and it's the San Maranzano, the Italian special tomato that's coveted. So I'm like, this is really cool. So I'm enjoying going out and.
Well, we've lived in the same house for almost 40 years, and so for a long time I really worked hard at it, and I planted roses, and so I have a beautiful garden, and I keep it minimally effortful because I just hate gardening. I don't like to get hot and sweaty and dirty. And and I'm always in some state of disarray with my nails because I'm always, doing something. So I haven't planted any vegetables this year. Last year was a better year. This year I've got cuttings from a neighbor, and I'm growing fig trees.
Ooh.
Had them now for 2 years in pots, and I'm getting all kinds of figs.
Well, oh my God, that's really good. I'm kind of doing some similar things with cuttings. I'm going to be getting, I hope, like some cuttings from like lemon trees.
Oh, I wish.
And I've got a strawberry guava that I'm going to put in a pot. Because
I grew up in Southern California, and it's like the Garden of Eden. It really is. And I was very spoiled. And where I live now, things grow, but it's not quite the variety. We had, 40 different kinds of fruits and stuff when we were kids,
Oh, yeah.
No appreciation for it. We used to have avocado fights.
Oh, my God.
At $5 a pop.
I've got an avocado tree I planted here, and I told my husband before, we're going to be probably moving in the next year or so. And I said, that's going with us. That one's going with us. And I'm going to take some cuttings. I've got black bamboo that I have growing. And it's gorgeous.
We have these beautiful, luscious, black, dark Haas avocados that we used to jump on and squirt at each other.
I can
totally. Because the Irish they don't know from avocados,
No. What is this? Yeah, it looks like something squishy. Here, I'm going to throw it at you.
I can remember my mother just looking at them like,
oh my God. She probably was like, oh, yeah. Oh, I love avocados. That's why it's like, I'm going to be taking that tree because it's just, yeah. And we plan on staying kind of, within the Bay Area. So
it should grow. Yeah.
Yeah, it should grow. Definitely. And just in case you guys don't know, make sure that you visit if you want to ask a question in the second half of the show, make sure that you leave your question on the community tab section where I have the Queen of Wands. It's a beautiful kind of bright pink print of a lady. And it says that you can, questions for the live. Make sure you put it there because unfortunately in the chat log, it's going to they get lost, eaten, disappear. Yeah. So just want to point that out to you. We're still going to be chatting here. So we're talking about gardening at the moment and more. So you grew up. So are you still on the West Coast? Are you in the Northwest? I'm not going to ask you.
Great Pacific Northwest.
Ah, beautiful.
What did Trump call it? Terrorism zone or something?
He's about as fond of you guys as he is of us over in California.
We wear that as a badge of
with pride. For sure.
Actually, where I live is a little red bastion of crazy.
We got that too.
Yeah. And it can be very hard. It
Mm-hmm.
can be difficult. It can be kind of scary. I think I've got a
Yes.
proud boy living across the street who has monthly meetings.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We get them. We've had the guys in the big trucks come down with the driving down the road here. We don't ever see them. With the well, they got the American flags. They're American.
Well, they have these big oversized Trump flags that look all the world like brown shirts, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fascism is never welcome in anyone's neighborhood.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I wanted to, the first time I saw them, I was just literally gobsmacked that I saw them in our, because we don't.
I was going to say I never thought I'd see something like that, but that's a lie. When I was 7 years old, I got my hand. Pardon?
I said, "Oh, do tell." She's getting to a story, y'all.
When I was 7 years old, I got my hand on a book, and I've always been a reader.
Me too.
I was learning to read, so I was 7. It was the story of the Trapp family singers, Sound of Music. Right?
Oh, yes.
It was their autobiography. And, their father was a baron. He was nobility in Austria, and he hated the fascists, the Nazis. And the book was describing the Nazis marching into town and all the neighbors feeling obligated to hang Nazi flags out their windows. And I imagined that Nazis were monsters. I had no idea. But I'll tell you what I did have. I had this gut feeling that these creatures were a threat that would return. And rather than dissipate, it grew every year. It grew. And I became obsessed reading about World War II. I told you the history of Germany, Nazism,
ditto,
all of that. And I would tell my family, don't dismiss these people. Someday they're going to rise up again. The Nazis weren't defeated. They just moved to South America and worked here at NASA. They didn't.
Amen. Was that Project Paperclip? Right?
Yeah. What's his name? Werner von Braun was a Nazi. I've seen pictures of him in his Nazi uniform.
And he was not the only one.
No,
he had a number of scientists.
The Russians and the Americans divvied up the scientists, the rocket scientists, physicists, nuclear scientists at the end of the war. And the Russians cherry-picked from their group and shot all the rest of them. The
That about sounds right. Yeah.
Sent our excess to South America with help of the Vatican, and gave the rest of them jobs with NASA. Yeah. Really.
I love it. I love a woman that knows her history as much as I do and loves it. Oh my God.
Terrible. It's truly terrible.
It is. And I'm just glad that we can share this, because there's a lot of people that don't know about this.
Well, and it's intentionally kept away from people.
It really is. And we, I think it's important that all of us, and we have this great platform called YouTube, that normally is great, except for when it eats our subscribers and comments. That's when I'm less than happy. But at the end of the day, I can say, as long as they don't take my community tab away, and I don't think they will, better not. Anyway, I want to be able to share stuff like this and have people like you on here that we can inform people that may not otherwise come across this information, because it is hidden.
Well, I've been shouting it out to the hills now for years, and it has escalated. And after January 6th, I had a moment where I thought, well, maybe, but I don't think so. I'm really very worried. And a lot of readers, and I admire, I learned from, admire, and respect all the readers out there. But a lot of them are very optimistic, and I'm not so sure. Now, that just may be me. I'm Eeyore, my glass is half empty.
No, I'm a realist.
It's that gut thing.
Mm-hmm. They are going to be problematic. I definitely continue to see that, but we have to rise to this challenge. It's super important. It will be ugly. People will not make it. They will do horrible things, and no one should become complacent.
Well, I
This is
figure I'll be one of the
terrorism.
first ones put up against a wall and shot because I can't keep my mouth shut. But I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah,
And
I was shown the same thing actually, because I was shown. I sometimes like on my days off, I like to do a check-in with myself, and I ask my guides and say, okay, how am I doing with my channel? What do you want me to share? Um, Tarot, foolish Tarot, you're so funny. She's saying she's calling it terror. Tarot is it's a play on words.
that's right.
She's our foolish Tarot. I love her. But back what I was saying, you can reel me back in and throw me back around, Irish Granny. Get me back where I was going to say. But yes, yes, I was shown that I'm to continue to warn.
Yeah.
These people become complacent, and that is not any good. People need to be.
Well, I think we all have
wow.
our little niche, and I think it's a very delicate balance between realism and hope.
Yes.
And I think some of us are there to remind everybody about the real part, and others like Linda G. She said she was given this job to make people feel better, to calm people down, because we're all spiraling. And I feel like I was given this job to point out the historical context and the philosophical context. I did a whole series of videos about
all your life you have been waiting for this.
Yeah, it's a purpose. Yeah.
All that reading of history that you enjoy, but why? Why the drive? Why the passion? Now you got a platform to share that passion.
Yeah.
That's like fire.
I think it blew my kids away because they recognized that right away. You know, they were like,
look what mom's doing. Mom's
people are listening to you.
Yes, they are. And they come back for more.
Well, I don't like to, I have a tendency to be, glass half empty. And I don't like to put people on the ragged edge, make them nervous. I hate to do that. But I also don't believe in burying your head in the sand. I think that's a real mistake.
Yes. That does no good.
It's a constant emotional roller coaster.
It is, isn't it? It's the temperance card.
Yeah.
Constant.
Yes.
It's like, I've got a hot potato.
It's true.
And really, because like sometimes when you see things in readings, you can't always relate it right away. And sometimes I've had it where it's like, it's dawned on me later that like certain meanings and things. And
I know. I wake up in the middle of the night and I go, oh, I wish I'd said X, Y, Z.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way getting around that. I think it just makes us better readers. And then we can go, okay, just keep that in mind. And
well, that makes me feel better. I thought it was because I needed it.
No, I've been, okay, I'm going to be 53 that's young. I know it's young, in September. But I've been reading and studying the cards since I was 18, which was like a year after. I'm a paraplegic as a result of a car accident at the age of 17.
I was going to ask you, how old was the accident?
Yeah, so like 1986, I was in a really bad accident in northwestern Missouri, and it left me a paraplegic. And so I had some time on my hands to try to, put my head around it.
Yeah.
And
it must have been very difficult at such a young age. I'm sorry you went through that.
Thank you.
17,
it was.
So vulnerable.
It was.
Yeah.
It was really tough. I think it's hard no matter what the age is, and of course, but I needed to do what it did have me do, a big reset, which was to look in on myself and heal myself. Okay. So I started to learn the tarot. Now, my mom, I remembered seeing her in the 70s, sitting down on the floor throwing cards.
Really?
And it was, and I always like, I wanted to be a gypsy when I was a little girl, and I wanted, and seeing my mom throw cards, it was like, I was like a meerkat. I was just like, what are you doing?
Drawn to it without realizing that was what was happening.
Yeah. And I would just sit there and watch her, like, what,
That's very cool.
And then she kind of like is typical with many people with the tarot. She stepped away from it for many years. And I was just naturally, and I am like this, I'm pretty wide open in some senses, but very also protected. But I receive a notion. I know it's more than just a notion. It's
Yeah.
like I'm supposed to check it out.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm in line buying the cards before I know what I'm bloody doing, right? You know, you're in the shop, you're buying the cards, and you're like, I just know that I'm supposed to be doing this.
Right.
And that's what I did. And I started studying at about 18, and that's where I just poured myself into learning the tarot, and I loved it.
Well, you know, it's interesting what you say about the accident being a reset, because as awful as this sounds, now I'm not minimizing the negative, horrifying impact of the pandemic, but I
Yes.
have been telling people this thing was a gift.
Uh-huh.
This made us all stop
Preach.
the 2-hour commute one way, stop the going out and to restaurants constantly, stop the constant external stimulation and look within. Try to find a hobby. Try to find some good you can do for your neighbor. You know.
Can you entertain yourself?
Yeah.
My God, how old are we people?
Yeah.
But see, like you, I grew up with my own company.
Yeah.
Out in the country, you know, and I could walk 3 hours, you know, to see a friend, and that would be another 3 hours back.
In Missouri.
Yep.
Oh,
'Cause-
proud state of the venerable Senator Josh Hawley.
Let me tell you,
Sorry.
I'm not. No, I left Missouri when I was 17. There's some beautiful things about Missouri. One of them is barbecue. Oh yes, Kansas City barbecue, folks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That there is some beauty there, and the land is beautiful. But unfortunately, the racist mentality, and I will say it because I lived there, and it's a reason I left. I have been having nonstop, pretty much, dreams that I'm stuck living in Missouri. I know what it is. It's that I thought when I moved out to California that I was leaving that stupid mentality behind. But no, it's everywhere.
Well, I'll tell you a dirty little secret. I blend in. You know, I'm white. I have no accent. I was educated here, so I know the vernacular, right? And I cannot tell you how many times people have made horrifying comments about immigrants of whatever nationality, color, whatever. And I let them talk. And then when they're done, I say, well, you know, I'm an immigrant. But I also have to say something because I think it's easy to get self-satisfied.
Yeah, and you don't want to be that way.
Married a young man. One of my many sisters married a young man whose family, I believe, is from Africa. And one day, we were both adults, but it was very early in her relationship with him, and I was much younger. I loved to tell jokes, and I thought nothing at the time of telling, you know, a rabbi, a priest, a Polak went into a bar. Those kind of jokes. You know, we weren't aware. You know, you do.
That was very 80s.
You learn, right? And I told a joke. I didn't use horrible expletives, but I told a joke. And she looked at me and she said, "Why don't you change the characters in the joke and make one of them a woman?" Boom! The light went on. That's all it took. And I have ever since thought how much gratitude I have to her.
And how well that she didn't attack you.
That's right.
She didn't hurt you. She just educated you and helped you to see.
And so I guess the point of this story is there's redemption for anybody.
As long as they've got an open mind to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you did. And that's because otherwise the light would not have beep. Come on.
I guess I was ready. You know, sometimes people are not ready. You know,
yes,
Kim.
Very, very true.
Kim Carey from Intuit View. Are you familiar?
I'm trying to get over to her. I know who she is. I think she's fabulous.
She said something that I repeat all the time, every chance I get, because it stuck with me very powerfully. She said, you know, we all start at the same place and we're all headed to the final destination that's the same. But some of us are on the Autobahn. smooth sailing, nice and fast. Some of us are on bumpy, unpaved roads. Some
That'd be
of us
me.
take ridiculous detours and end up wandering around. And it's not for each of us to correct course for other people. We have to keep our eyes on what we're doing because, we're responsible for our journey. And
Darn
eventually, everybody ends up in the same place. And so eventually you're more open to learning and it doesn't fall on deaf ears.
Correct. I agree. And I always like to see, I think it's wise that before we jump with temper at somebody that we, like you say, give them a chance. Let's listen to them, hear where they're coming from. Now, if they're just a complete racist, you know what to do.
Yeah.
But if this is
funny, I had this conversation with one of my daughters yesterday.
Oh, really? Oh, how timely.
Somebody mutual, and
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm trying so hard to feel compassion for people. I'm trying so hard not to alienate and cut off people completely.
I have no problem with a racist.
Said, yeah, Mom, but when they make racist comments, I know.
Yeah.
But I told her, when you're having a conversation with somebody and every single thing they say causes this dead, uncomfortable silence because there's nothing you can respond.
You're mortified.
You don't want to pick out that thing and attack. It's very difficult. Very difficult.
Oh, God. But yeah, and that's, people are saying they have to raise the sound level. Sorry,
My
guys.
sound level?
She is a little softer. Huh. I don't know. I've got I'm using my ear thing, so I hear her just fine.
Is that just one person has said that?
Or is it both of us?
No, but is it one person having trouble? Do other people hear?
Sherry H is saying she can't hear you. As well. I think I said just try to project your voice a bit. Let me see what
let me see. I have a
Hi, Vivian. Hi, Shield Maiden. Hi, CD. Oh, CD says that she can, I say she, I'm sorry, CD. I don't know how you identify, but CD says that they can hear us very well. But your sound is a little more quiet, according to Deb Z. She's several of us.
I have done everything I can do. According to somebody who seems to know what they're talking about, about every fourth or fifth video, one or two people will say they can't hear. And I've done everything and it's fine for everybody else. They said there's some glitch with YouTube, but I'm going to try this. Sometimes they make it worse. So let me know. Okay?
That's what I did. Yeah. Go ahead.
Excuse me here. I use it so frequently.
Maybe if I should, do I need to bend over? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I don't even know where the plug is. Okay.
Hi,
how's that?
everybody. Oh, great. I can hear you. Everybody, now let us know in your comments. I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to let Irish Granny talk so you can hear her volume.
Well, just try to stop me.
Go.
Okay.
Hermits. Dean says better.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll use this. Sometimes it makes staticky.
It sounds really clear on my end.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Much better.
Thanks, Sherry. Good. Thanks.
You guys are the bomb.com. Thank you.
I'm technologically impaired. It's terrible.
It's okay. You know what? There's a lot of other people too that can help you. And like this, I'll help you too to get this figured out.
Well, when I set this up, I bought a new iPad because I had so much trouble with what I was using. So I actually got a new, and it took me hours, about 2 to 3 hours on the phone with each one of my daughters. And I have 5 daughters and I'd end up crying.
Oh,
no. Move on. And they were so exasperated. And then I'd move on to another daughter and I'd wear her out. And then because
I helped my mom.
They did help. I mean, there's a limit to anybody's patience when you're just dense,
Oh, no, but it's some people just don't have the knack, and it's true.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I, luckily, for some reason, I don't even know what I do, but somehow, some way, something will work.
Well, look at all the decoration and everything. I'm so impressed.
Thanks. I couldn't get, to be truthful, I couldn't figure out how to take it down. So we're having an app right now.
It's all I can do to upload a video to YouTube. And every time it happens, I'm just terrified, that I'm going to end up erasing the whole thing and losing it,
But you will get the hang of it, and then it'll be like brushing your teeth, But because it's always tech, there's always going to be some
glitch.
Yeah. It's always so.
Yeah.
But it's,
Thank you.
Yes. And they're saying, let's see what else. Somebody said something else here. Doing great, Irish Granny.
Oh,
and
you.
the dancing oracle with Naya. I want to make sure I say your name right. I hear you both very well. Oh, she's a pretty lady. Hi.
One of my daughters is a dancer.
Oh, I wanted to be one. My mom.
Is a dancer.
Yeah, she was a dancer. She took ballet, but then she screwed up a bit of cartilage in her knee. Unfortunately.
The world of ballet is a very interesting place. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Those ballerinas are not wussies, folks. They are some tough gals. I'm telling you.
You should see their feet. Oh.
My mom has the crushed toes from the shoes.
Yeah.
She still has her ballerina slippers, though.
Oh. Oh.
And I just and I've got pictures of her when she was young, that she was in her little tutu, and I'm a mama's girl for sure. So it's
I think that's nice.
Yeah. It's I just, always, remind her that I'm her favorite one. And she says, you're right. So it's all good.
I hate to tell you this, but you tell all your children that when
you're a because I'm a mom too, so
they don't know. They don't know you're saying it to everybody.
Even people that you're not a mother of. No,
well, there's a really good book about ballet dancers and gymnasts, which is timely. It came out probably 15 years ago. It's called something like Little Girls or Pretty Girls in Little Boxes, and it's all about the culture and the physical abuse that they are put through at a really young age to mold them into this image of, starved gymnast or starved ballerina, and it's really abuse. Very interesting book.
I'm going to read it because
really
that thing it totally fascinates me.
Yeah, it's really good.
I just was over the last couple of nights that I was home here. Well, not like I was anywhere else. But I was off of the channel and taking a break. And I was listening on audio to a book most recently, which was about the Ohlone people, which are the indigenous people to Pacifica, the area, the town that I'm in. And
I've never heard of them. How did they spell that?
God. I will include it in here. It's OH, and it could be another O, but then it's LONE.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. Oh, that's so interesting.
And this guy goes into and I just felt so sad that, that there's more are not here. Indigenous folks are still here, of course, but they've been shuffled around and moved and, but that was a fascinating book, one of the most recent books, but I'm going to definitely check this one out next.
Well,
The Ohlone Way. That's the name.
There's a belief, a theory that what we're going through now is basically karma coming back at us for the genocide and enslavement of indigenous people and African American people, and the damage, the karmic damage that we brought on ourselves. And people say, well, I wasn't here, I didn't do it. No, but you're white and you got into college with no problem, and you went to a high school that helped you with the SATs, and when you go apply for a job, they cut you slack that they don't cut people of color, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's a difficult thing to admit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't realize it until they started seeing a lot of, all of a sudden, the media showing, Black people being shot. And, I think that, there's still some people that don't get it, which is like, I don't know how you cannot see that you don't have a much easier life, but.
Well, I grew up, during the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Fred, now my mind just went blank. He was the leader of the Black Panthers.
Oh,
was
yes.
murdered in his bed by
Mm-hmm.
feds.
Mm-hmm.
And Angela Davis was a strong vocal presence. And there was a lot more in a certain subset of the population, a lot more awareness. I think
Right.
people were
Yes.
fired up about stuff like that. And it seemed to sort of sink into the background. But when I was raising my children, we homeschooled. And one of the things that I wanted for them was a broader worldview. And I found this place in Washington, D.C. called the Center for Teaching Peace by a man called Coleman McCarthy. I don't know if it's still there. He was kind of elderly in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And he had an adult course that I took. So, and this is pre-computer, it came in the mail. It was a paperback.
I remember those days.
And each chapter was about prejudice in some particular institution. So one was institutionalized racism in the schools. And it was all focused on peace, treating people mm-hmm. well. Vegetarianism as an act of nonviolence. Mm-hmm. That kind of topic. And we did that whole course. And I was in my 40s and it taught me a lot. You always have more to learn.
That's what's fun. I love that.
Yeah.
I love learning.
But to listen to people say that the schools are not racist. I don't know where to start with that.
I'm just flummoxed. I don't know either what to say to that.
Well, when you're funded on real estate income, the value of local real estate, which is predicated on the economic situation of the people who actually live there, duh. It seems very obvious to me. I know I'm really being eloquent. Duh.
You sound like me. That's me. That's one of my favorite words. Duh. That's good. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm reading this little thing. I don't know how you do this. It's very, I would be just, okay, if there's the printed word, I'm there.
Right. I know. Me too. So I was listening to you and then I just thought I need to click on what she's saying. But it looks like,
really interesting.
Yes. I was
very interesting.
That's why I put it up there. I was like, okay, we need to go and look at what this lady said. So
that's so interesting because, they say that we just finished a book on Edgar Cayce. And he was a healer. And his big thing was you can manifest your own healing by a variety of different inner work.
Yes.
However, if before you incarnated, you chose a situation because mm-hmm. of the lesson that it had to teach you, that may be something that you can't change. So people will say, I asked my spirit guides to help me to heal and not have cancer. Well, if you chose cancer because it had a specific lesson for you, you can pray till the cows come home. And, it's still going to happen to you.
Like with me, like people are like, you're going to walk again. It's like, no, I'm not. And it's okay. This is my journey. I'm not going to walk again.
And it's powerful and impressive that you could say that and recognize it because a lot of us rage against the machine.
Oh, and I did.
Yeah.
And then I'm really grateful to my guides because the way they kind of got the certain people in my life that made me realize that when I came to realize that I probably wouldn't, I was okay with it because I'd seen one of the guys that worked as an occupational therapist was in a wheelchair himself. And he was, paraplegic himself. So, I understood then that I'll just, that's life. You suck it up. You've got to make the best of it.
Well,
because
that was one of his quotes, was instead of looking at life's challenges and hardships as a burden, look at them as a stepping stone. And that's, it's crazy that I say that because, like I said, I am Eeyore. I mean, I have to really look at it. I always go immediately to the dark place, the cynical place, and it's a real job.
but it's a processing.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
processing. I do that too, because it's like I've got to make sure that I'm not fooling myself. So we have the little processing going on until I figure out where that middle path, where that ding ding answer is.
And you're never 100% directly straight along the way. It's always, veering. Some days are better than others. Some days you're successfully learning from it and coping with it and helping other people. And other days you're just awful.
Some days are just not those are the days where it's just like eat some ice cream, watch some television, or go outside and look at the sky.
So are we talking love after lockup?
I think so.
I think this is a work of art. I praise it to the hilt. I recommend it to everybody. It makes me feel so normal.
Yeah.
And I know it's terrible to laugh at people, but hey, they put themselves on TV. Shame on me.
No, you know what? Part of it, laughing, is we're getting, that's good for us. We need to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And we take our power back. We take our power back from this. We have to, and that's one thing I did learn with my accident. I can laugh at some very dark stuff that probably other people would think, yeah, you're a sick puppy, but it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah. People who work in the medical environment, which is what I always did, you do that because if you don't laugh, you cry.
Yes.
It's a way to express deep emotion.
Yeah, get it out.
Yeah. You have that dark humor and you can laugh at just the most horrible things. And it's
Gets you through it.
It's not ridicule. It's coping.
It's coping. Yeah. And it's managing to get through it.
It's digging into that compassion that's hard to find when a situation is horrible. You really have to work at it.
Right. And that's why I just put this path, the middle path is a great word. And it's because I got that from reading books on Buddha, as you probably have yourselves, some of you. And that's just it. The freedom from extremes. And I think that's what's going on with the Trump supporters, with all of this stuff. Why do they have to embrace one extreme or another? There's no middle way with them. So,
well, I heard a possible explanation is, you hear a lot, or have heard a lot about this raising in vibration and going into a different dimension, and everything is changing and it's a paradigm shift. And I would ask myself, now, what's that going to look like? We're going to see cars driving around with nobody in them, Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing people have taken a detour and are lost in this insanity. The rest of us are still headed for the goalpost and looking back and going, what's going on?
We're like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And you have to have compassion because they are subject to brainwashing. And brainwashing changes your brain.
Thank you. This is something we do need to, because we lose patience with them. Yes.
It's awful. I've lost my 4 closest friends and a couple.
I'm so sorry.
Not lost.
Yeah.
Giving them up to Trump, giving them up to QAnon, Trump, Stop the Steal, whatever.
This
I had
crazy
a conversation with somebody very close to me the other day, wanted to come visit. And I said, have you been vaccinated? My husband had a heart attack. Have you been vaccinated? And they said, well, they went on a rant about how the whole thing was blown out of proportion, and if you get it, you get it, and the vaccine is putting poison into people, and I'm not a guinea pig. My tongue has scar tissue on it.
I was just thinking I'd be putting the phone down on him. I really would. But that's my short temper. It'd be like,
this is my
husband.
This is my job. This is my job, is to learn how to find that common. my God.
That's why I'm
That's so
going to
hard.
be your friend so I can learn how to not open a can of Irish Latvian whoop ass on
Oh,
them.
don't look at me. Don't look at me. I mean, once I get started, it's just.
Because you got the Viking blood, so, you know.
It's really hard. Really hard. Shut up. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to paint my body blue and eat some psilocybin mushrooms. And
You can come on over to my house. I'll make sure you're okay. We're all vaxxed here. We believe in science in my house. Yeah.
I will say this. I have to brag. I don't brag enough about my children because they're wonderful. They're all adults. 2 of them have their own children who are too young for a vaccine.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen them in 18 months. The last time I saw my grandson, he was a tiny newborn. He's walking and talking. It's awful. Oh, well, it's okay because about 3 weeks ago, they came to visit for the long weekend. And they got in touch and said, we've been vaccinated. We really want to come and see you guys. You've been vaccinated. Can we work it out? And I said, well, I hate to tell you this. The kids are too young for vaccines, but they can still pass it on. And we're not going to get lazy this late in the game. So if you're going to come, you need to test the kids and you need to do it according to protocol. And their response was, okay. And immediately on my phone, I got copies of the results. I'm bragging. I'm really grateful. Really, really grateful.
That's how you do it, folks.
Yeah. No arguments. And we had a wonderful time. We had a great time. Everybody
has
healthy. Yeah, everybody's healthy. Nobody had to worry, you know. So there's ways to get around it, but it requires, what I say is this is a challenge for all of us to do what a lot of us have trouble finding ways of doing, which is service to others. If you're not wealthy, if you're not able to go out and mingle in groups, how do you help other people? What do you do? This is one way you can do it. You can get vaccinated and wear a mask and not be spreading this thing all over the place unwittingly.
Which is a heroic act. Thank you.
Taking the risk. Whatever small, and I believe it's small, and I'm allergic to vaccines. I did not have a vaccine at all in 50 years until I got COVID vaccine. Not tetanus, not flu, but I sat in the doctor's office forever waiting for me to drop dead, you know. And the point being that small risk that you take is the sacrifice you make as service to others, to your society.
That's right.
The social contract. And
yes.
I feel
basic courtesy.
Really strong. Yeah.
To me as well. And that's why I couldn't wait to get vaccinated.
Oh, I know. I cried. I was like, oh, thank you.
This is going to hurt like hell, but thanks. It did too for a couple of days. Really, no, like 3 days. And then finally it was like, wow, that.
Yeah. Well, I told them, thank you for saving my life. They were so embarrassed. Which made me feel better.
No, but you know what? I mean, the way I look at it is like, of course, once we all get on the same page, we can all get back to having fun again, you know? But people want to like stomp their heels and say, my freedom, woo, woo, woo. And sadly, they'll end up in the emergency begging, wishing that they had taken it. So.
And look at the countries that have had success. Singapore, I believe Taiwan, New Zealand. What do they have in common?
They're smart and they have good people in office.
Women leaders.
Yes.
And they went immediately into an 8-week lockdown with contact tracing and testing and nipped that thing in the bud. Which is what we should have done. We learned in 1918. That's how it's supposed to be done. This is not new. This is old, easy epidemiology. No big deal.
Yeah, 101, you know,
yeah.
Truly. And before COVID started really hitting us, I had 2 days and 2 nights where I had actually 2 nights of nightmares about something coming. And it turned out it was COVID. And I went through this dream where this black wind of death was just ripping people. And I could feel it going through me. And the people being, I could feel loss. And it just exhausted me. But I was being given to know a lot of information. They just downloaded it into me in that through that dream. My husband was freaked out.
Feeling the wind, that's very
Yes.
significant because
It was
it's a
black.
respiratory thing,
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. It was this black whirlwind, and I could see all kinds of people in it that were just dying. So I knew that this was serious, and I tried on my channel here to warn people. I put up stuff that I could as well. And I said, even when I go to get the injection, I will film it. And I did. I wanted to encourage other people to do it because I knew from my dreams, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And, and I was also, one of the things I want to relate is one of the things that I was shown is that people in power whose job it is to look after us have greater responsibility, and they will face karma for this and how they haven't or have taken care of us the way that they're supposed to.
It was a test for them, a test of character and
yes.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I was shown that governments will get that wanted to cheat sheet the people on stuff like China, Trump here trying to sell us, what was it? The malaria medication, because he had invested in that.
Well, he spent a lot of money in China buying masks and stuff. And ostensibly, he was sending them to New York City to be the big hero when Manhattan was crashing. And they sent them all. They put them on a government plane and they sent them to New York. And they put them in a warehouse and then they sold them to the highest bidder.
That says it all.
That's right. That's right. But, I told my husband I was a little bit afraid that he and I were single-handedly responsible for the virus because he's also in the medical field. And we have joked for decades when things get really bad politically, globally, we'll say, well, we don't need to worry because we know what's always happened. All we need is one good pandemic. Sorry.
But it's true, though.
It's true. It's true. Historically, that's exactly what has happened. But, oh, my God, I still feel guilty.
Oh, for real. It's, but it frustrates me that people, I think the concern is, too, that this winter, I think, is going to be difficult. So I hope that people will take care and, make sure that when they go out, because of these dumb people, that you're masked up and, still taking the precautions.
2 masks.
2 masks.
I know I sound really paranoid, but this Delta variant is more transmissible. And my fear is it's going to take kids.
It's already doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're younger and they're sicker longer with this when they get into the ER.
And there's that terrible, I forget now what it's called, but they develop a syndrome that has to do with the circulatory system, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
And it's long term, it's not good. This is not like getting the flu in the winter and then you're all better and you get a little Vicks Vapor Rub and some chicken soup and it's good. It's not like that.
It's true. And I just, like my husband was saying, well, I want to go back to England for, and I'm just thinking, I'm not going to say anything to him, but I don't think we're going to be going back this Christmas. No, I don't think anybody going to be going anywhere.
I don't think so either. I don't think so at all.
Mm-mm. And I didn't have the heart to say anything to him, but I just.
Well, he'll find out.
Yeah.
He'll find out.
I can't burst his balloon yet. Because like you, it's like I'm real popular, They're like, what else?
I'll look at somebody famous, and I'll go, this guy.
Is that great?
Mom, you're so judgmental, but guess what? I'm always right about it.
Bill Cosby.
There you go. Perfect example. Prince Edward.
Oh God, he's such a
Thank you.
skis.
I
He's so
know.
gross.
Did you see his interview on the BBC?
No, I
Oh,
haven't.
you get the long version. It's only about 20 to 25 minutes, and it's on YouTube. It was recently, and he's interviewed for the BBC, and you watch him squirm in the hot seat when they start asking questions he can't answer. It's really interesting.
I would like to see that.
Body language, really interesting. Yeah.
Because he's been so protected, you know, so protected. And I've heard this before about him, that he was supposed to be, a creep.
Well, if we had 4 or 5 hours, we could talk about that whole family.
Yes, exactly.
I don't want to alienate the whole world.
Exactly. Because we know that many people are very passionate in their love of the monarchy and things like that, too. Some folks are.
All it takes is one generation under their boot to change your opinion.
Yep. My husband is, it's funny, he's English, and a lot of people think, oh, he must just think the world of, no, he doesn't.
No,
he's not a fan of the monarchy. He has respect for what the Queen went through during the Second World War, of course, but, not every English person is a fan of the royals.
No. It's like American politics. There are decent people, and then there are the questionable ones,
That's right. Yeah. So what I think we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the questions, you guys, that you are supposed to leave in the community tab section. I'm going to copy and paste them here and highlight them in the window so that we can all see it. And we're going to begin to answer the questions. All right.
Don't ask me anything about Kanye West. I have no idea.
Right.
It's a miracle I even know who he is.
I know what you mean. I know who he is, but these are going to be mostly, I think the questions were mostly on, a lot of people wanted past lives. So let me just get this up to bop over to my community tab.
Well, I've never done that kind of thing, so that'll be really interesting.
Let's see here now. Of course, now that I get on here to do it, it's like suddenly I've forgotten how I do everything.
Well, the other day I got trolled by somebody who wanted. Well, no. Hey, I raised kids. You think that's going to bother me?
Yeah.
And somebody who thinks that tarot is the devil.
Oh, so, they visited me today.
So what I did is I addressed the issue on my channel that night, and I said, okay, I'm going to ask the tarot cards. What motivates somebody who thinks the tarot is evil to go on YouTube and watch tarot? I mean,
yeah.
Is that a sin?
Yeah. Well, what I said to them was, I like how you think you're God, so you can judge me. Get thee behind me, Satan.
Oh, I did better than that. I mean, that's good. But I did better because I didn't respond at all. I just did a tarot reading of them and told them all about themselves. And their interest started out as a joke. Yeah, it's funny. It started out as a joke. I was totally kidding. But guess what? The cards weren't fooling around. And it got real fast. And I was I don't know.
Ooh, I want to watch that one. I thought about doing that a couple of times, but then but you know what? Maybe one of these days, if it's the right time and I want to do that to them,
you'll feel motivated.
I'll feel that motivation because I totally feel you.
Yeah.
Okay, here I've got the first question, and it's from Kevin's Loving Vibrations Tarot. So, just taking a look at the energy around him for the next month, August, what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like I got to get it right up to the screen, and like you'll probably see my nostril hairs getting up there to read.
Well, wait till you get as old as dirt like I am. You can't see anything close up. You can't see anything far away.
You
So,
don't.
Kevin, this is going to be a challenge for me. I ordinarily only do personal readings for my family and friends because what I'm really good at reading is energy. So,
Well, just go with the flow. These are
That's
mini
right.
readings. So like maybe pull, we want
a
to
couple
keep
of cards. Yeah, just
Yeah.
a couple of cards.
maybe
yeah.
4. It depends, but we want to keep it rolling if we can. It's Kevin's birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Kevin.
Oh.
Thank you for letting us know, Silver. Hermit's Corner, all the questions go on the community tab page for the questions. So I started off, I don't know, I started off with the list that I have there. We will get to you, don't worry, if you've left it there. And if you haven't, pop over there and leave the question. But we will stop at about 2 hours because I don't want to overrun the energy.
And I would love to get feedback on whether this is what I say is accurate because that's how you learn.
Right.
So
We need feedback. And usually they're very good about it,
Okay.
like letting us know if we're tracking or not, because
yeah.
we don't know. So, Kevin's Loving Vibrations for next month. You want us to look at the cards and see what the energy around you is like. All right. And I'm going to ask one of my mods if they would pop in a link to the community tab question area. Well, there's probably enough questions actually there at this point for us to read to 2 hours. So I'm just actually not going to ask that. Okay. And if you get something, feel free.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, shall I just go ahead?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
It takes me a hot minute because I'm
Okay. Well, I do this like I do everything impulsively. So,
Good.
Kevin, this is what I'm getting. This will be interesting. I'm getting that perhaps your energy this month is about work, that maybe you are feeling frustrated at work, that it's getting a little stale, that you're very hard on yourself, you're a bit of a perfectionist, and that you're seeking something more significant, more meaningful for you, and thinking about, oh, I've had enough of this stuff. And part of the problem is that you can't really be yourself, express yourself through your work or at your work. I don't know what you do. So either this would be communication is stifled or it's not fulfilling. And there's an opportunity and some sort of a new opportunity coming up where financially it would be good, but also would more address your gifts and be more stimulating. And listen to your inner self. Listen to when you have that gut feeling. Pay attention to it because that's going to be your truest guide.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that helped.
I think it did. It's interesting. You got the Ace of Pentacles. So did I.
No.
Yes, it's the very first card. The very first card I got.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I love when all of us readers, when we collab and we read together and we can say, oh my God, we're getting the same cards. And I'm getting, again, there's a sense that you're going to be, with this 8 of Swords that is restriction, I feel like you're going to come out of that placement of restriction to something new that's more freeing. That's the first thing that hits me.
Same old story here.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So Kevin's here. He's tuning in. He said, oh, you're doing my reading. Yes. And I'm just getting that there's a need with the work that you're doing to be able to be more expressive or not to feel so confined or restrained in some way. And it's like I see you also get the Empress and the 7 of Swords. So I'm feeling like there are some big changes coming, definitely with work. Are you getting anything more?
Well, I just think that the story cards sort of tell a story that there's a lot of frustration, maybe boredom, maybe impatience, maybe feeling stifled, unable to fully meet your needs or say what you need to say in your work. And you're kind of blaming yourself, and it's not that, it's that you need a better opportunity. And rather than wanting to just throw your hands up, this opportunity would allow you to be more self-expressive, more self-fulfilled in your job. But listen to your gut. Listen to that inner voice.
I
We
agree.
all have it. We all have it.
I agree. And I think
What?
it will.
What? What? Did you see that?
What?
He starts training next week.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Blow me away.
Yeah. So this is like, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. It's
yes,
a good move. It's a good move.
I
Whatever
agree.
it is. Yeah.
I agree. I think it opens things up, changes things in a big, big way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that you can be more authentic. It's not always going to be easy when when we say, oh, things are going to change, because change is, there's usually some bumps in the road. So don't be surprised about that. But I think you can handle it.
Well, remember what Edgar Casey said. Don't look at them as stumbling blocks, looking at them as stepping stones.
Exactly. So I hope that is helpful. And I see that there's going to be people there also that you're going to get that will assist you, I think, in that job. I don't know what your job is that you're going to be doing, but I'm getting the Six of Pentacles, which makes me feel like, yeah, you get that assistance. Yeah, and because it comes with the Fool. So this is your new position. I feel like people are going to be, helpful.
Helpful, yeah.
That you've got helpful people around you that you can look to. And that I see Two of Pentacles and the Hermit. I think that you'll figure it out. There's kind of a balance there. And I feel like you'll be looking deeply with this, but I'm not sure. There's something going back and forth. I just think it's about getting used to it. Something falling into place is kind of the feeling I get. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. It looks good. It looks like you're definitely going into the positive, and happy, happy, happy birthday. All right.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Let's see. Let me get the next question. All right. Okay, so I guess that would be, if we go all the way back, but I'm going to start from the top and go down. Okay. That would be, let's get CDs, and then I'll get the next one, which will be Dancing Oracle after this.
Oh, okay.
So here, this is the one I had to cut and paste. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one, put it up. Oh, good. Darn it. Did it to me again. Silly things. It's trying to really give me a hard time just to copy and paste. All right. Where am I at? No, there I'm at. All right. Because I got different streams open. Here we go. All right. This person said that they would love for us to talk about, or a session on boundaries. Why certain personalities seem to be able to set them and keep them, and others cannot.
Okay. That's a good question.
Yeah, I really liked it because it's not one that we've had. And I thought, that's a good point. Let's see what the cards want to say. I do too. Grassgrower says they love the sound of the cards, the way they got, when we cut the cards. I do too. I don't know, it's like relaxing or something. And again, if you feel free to, if you're getting hits that you want to share before feel free.
Well, this is interesting. I get a lot when I do the cards. I get a story that sets the stage, and I think this sets the stage. So we're talking about people, the Three of Cups, Three's Company, adultery. We're talking about people who don't have good boundaries. This is the subject of what's going on. And one of the other reasons people don't have good boundaries is they feel they have to get all up in other people's business. Condescending, patronizing, Mrs. Kravitz. Does that ring about?
Looking out her window.
That's who came to mind. Yeah, being busybodies. And what we really need, well, also people who are feeling that they have to give you advice. So you've got people who do it from good intentions. You've got people who do it because they're curious or nosy. And you have people who are fulfilling an emotional need of their own. And you need to defend yourself. You need to establish boundaries, make them clear, state them clearly, and have consequences, because if you don't, what you end up with is this missing an opportunity.
Sick.
Yeah. It causes you difficulties, emotional difficulties, sometimes spiritual difficulties. But I think this also talks about people who have weak boundaries of their own. This is coming from trauma, childhood trauma in their past life, even. They bring that with them. Yeah. And if you need to learn the lesson of having boundaries, you're going to impose your lack of boundaries on other people. So it's important for us to be clear because it's a lesson to those who need to learn to establish boundaries.
It's totally true. And I can give you an example too by, there was somebody that I used to be really good friends with, and they unfortunately have very, very poor boundaries. I tried to tell them again and again that I didn't like what they were doing. They never ever they still don't get it. They still don't get it. I can't believe it to this day. But the thing is this person is a busybody. They're constantly trying to keep up on everybody else's dirty business, and they're a big gossip. And what I found after I got to know that person was that they were so dreadfully insecure. Their own insecurities where that starts. And that's insecurity will create bad boundaries.
That's true. That's very true.
And low self-esteem. And so that's why it's really super important that we all honor our, own boundaries. And if certain people don't respect them, then we have to say bye-bye, And that definitely, I think, is part of the reason why these certain personalities seem to be able to set them and others cannot. I think other people also, they're addicted to getting into other people's drama. It makes them feel better.
Well, that's what I was just going to say, that a lot of times people who are all up in your stuff, they need healing from what's happened to them. Trying to have compassion for people who do things you hate, people who drive you crazy, people who annoy you. Okay.
I'm not very good at that.
I'm trying at all. I'm Judgy McJudgerson. It's so
Judgy
hard.
pants.
Right. But to keep in mind that people are not necessarily doing this out of maliciousness unless they're psychopaths, and that's a whole other thing.
I think this person could be.
but they're in need of healing.
Yeah.
And to have compassion. Here's an example. Donald Trump. I tell people the more I know about him, the more time goes by, the more compassion I feel for him. and I really don't like him. But he had a horrible childhood. Horrible. He had zero love, zero nurturing, zero affection, and all the wrong values. What would we expect but what we have today? And
I think it was a miracle that Fred turned out to be as decent as he was, but look what happened to him. I mean,
Mary Trump's father.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just to make sure. Fred Jr., sorry.
Yeah. She's coming out with a new book called The Reckoning. Ooh. And it's all about the PTSD from his administration and COVID and how to cope with it.
I can't wait to read it because I loved her first book.
But it's healing. A lot of times these people are put in your path, and it's because you are given the opportunity to help them heal. Yeah. And sometimes that doesn't look soft and yummy. Sometimes it looks like you have to be honest. You have to be good about establishing boundaries, teaching them how to do it.
Right. And, I think also in their question, it's that certain personalities, okay, so I'm just trying to make sure we answered everything about it, seem to be able to set them, others cannot. It's discipline too.
What you come in with. Yeah, what you come into this life with, and then what you go through as a child when you're forming your personality. And, if you have trauma, if you're like you said, really insecure person because of terrible things that have happened to you as a child, maybe you've been picked on and mistreated, and you're like a cat on a hot tin roof. You're always waiting for the next thing, and so you're hyper vigilant.
Yes. So I think we answered that as best we could. I think we did pretty darn good with that. I just want to take a moment to say hello to Sonia Arlene, who is here. Hello, darling. And Melinda again. I just want to say hi to everybody that's still here, and I'm getting to your questions that you left on the community page, so don't mind me. All right, next up we have the Dancing Oracle with Naya. And again, I really hope I'm saying your name right, because Maya, that's my name. I'm presuming that your name may be very similar in its pronunciation. All right, so I'm bringing it and posting. There we go. I got to go all the way down here. All right, so this is going to run into two kind of questions here, but it's the first part of it from Naya is: someone I met a long time ago suddenly appeared in my life. I've always wished I could have gotten to know him better. He has a girlfriend. I keep my distance out of respect, but I hope that I may hear from him more when he is unattached. Any possibilities? Okay.
Well, as a mom, let's see what the cards say.
Yeah, exactly. So this is, and I hope I'm saying your name right.
Dancing Oracle is so pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty, yeah.
Beautiful name. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, Dancing Oracle. Let's see what we get on you.
Oh, this is interesting.
Go ahead. You're getting the tease. Getting the tease. Spill it.
This is you. And I think you're feeling a lot of inner conflict and angst and wishful thinking and regret maybe that you didn't move on this a long time ago. And maybe you don't really like his girlfriend because,
Because. Just because.
Stirred up things emotionally for you, obviously. That's why you're asking the question. And, this is presenting this opportunity. There's this new chance to maybe do something with it. And you're powerful. You could make it happen. You could take actual action and make it happen. But is that the right thing to do? And this is about taking the actual action, just actually calling him up, or I don't know what kids do these days, but I've been married for 40 some years.
I'm not that far behind you, so I don't know either.
So I'm the wrong person to ask about dating. So you could make it happen, but is it the right thing to do?
Oh, maybe not. I'm sorry.
And remember what I said about as a mom? I think
I know.
remember that question about
Marriage
boundaries,
or
respecting boundaries. Put yourself in her shoes.
Yes.
And then ask yourself if it would be easy to steal a guy, attract him away, would he be worth it? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
But I know I feel for you because it's when there's attraction and love and interest there, it becomes this obsessive thing that just eats at you.
It does.
But keep this card in mind.
Yeah.
Taking action, taking the quick action might not be the thing to do. You're around, and I'm sure he's aware of you.
Mm-hmm.
So let it unfold as it will.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too, because I get ending cards here. I get the 10 of swords. I get the 10 of wands. It's very heavy and it's at an end point. But here's that Prince of, Pentacles, that little maybe trying to get in there. But I don't think it's the right. There's a lot of fantasy here.
Yeah.
Connected to this, which is not realistic.
Well, it's that emotional thing
the devil.
You go through. Yeah. Oh, you did too?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's pretty clear. That's pretty clear.
I'm sure there's some sexual tension there.
Sure there is. Of course there is.
If it could go, it does show that, if that's what you want to do.
You can manifest it. You can make it happen. But should you?
Yeah.
And the thing is, maybe this is a test. Maybe this is a lesson.
There's the 10 of Pentacles. Again, another 10. So that's 3 10s and the moon.
And the moon. Deceit. Yeah.
Up to you. But, I agree.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
There are. Definitely. Let's get to the next question. I'm going to go here and grab it. Chromatica's Rebel. Okay. He's got a good question. Wants to know what music will be like once, what will my music be like once I make it? Oh, I keep bouncing all over to the wrong spot. Where am I? There I am. Here I am.
Does he mean as a composer or?
I think he's probably doing much like my daughter and creating some music.
Will be like once I make it. Does he mean be like how it's received, or what does it sound like?
I think what it sounds like.
Oh.
Wondering what my music will be like once I make it. Be like. Oh. Do you mean the style or thank you, Mary Lloyd. Or do you mean how it would be received?
Yeah, what will people think of it?
Yeah, I just need to be clear so I understand, Tyler, if you're still here.
Because he would be the one who would answer the question, what's it going to sound like?
Yeah.
Right?
I would think so. Unless he's just trying to see what sticks. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give him a moment. Did he? Oh, no, I haven't seen it yet. Do you want to be a singer? All right. Well, I'll just throw cards and just, I'm going to guess. I haven't heard back and I got to keep rolling. So I want to make sure that we get most of the questions that we can. Okay. I just have to say what I get when I get it.
Shall I go?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. This is a hard one. Here I go again. With the Nine of Swords. You're really suffering over this. You're really in conflict and worried and full of angst about it. And it's causing you issues. It's causing you issues with relationships, and it's causing you internal issues. This is a real source of conflict and disturbance, emotional disturbance, psychological disturbance. This is a big question to be answering because it's very important to you and very significant in your life. I think you're afraid. I think you're afraid of what the unknown is, what's coming in the future. It's a scary profession. It's a scary undertaking. You're putting your heart out there in your art and in your music. And you have a lot of fear of people knowing, being vulnerable.
Yes.
And it's about being the person who has the compassion, being the person who has the emotion. So what I'm getting is that your music is very personal and it expresses your feelings. It's not, some people's music is lyrical and tells stories, ballads, at least in the old days.
Yeah. Remember more of the...
Now I don't know. But for you, it's a personal self-expression, and you feel very, very vulnerable. You're really worried about it, really insecure and uncertain about how you're revealing your soul to the world.
Right.
And
being
also,
vulnerable. There he is.
And the other issue is, can you support yourself? Can you, will it be enough money to make a living? Will you be able to eat and express yourself at the same time? So be open to maybe doing something a little different than what you think right now. And I don't mean don't do music. I mean, maybe the kind of music you're trying to do, or maybe the style, who you're playing with, what instrument, whatever variables, maybe rethink it and be open to change, because that's going to bring you the King of Swords, the truth, the knowledge.
And I also feel like confidence there with that card.
I was just going to say, you'll take command of the situation, but be very careful of people who are misleading and dishonest, and drugs, the music industry. Be very careful, because you are a sensitive person. He is. And therefore susceptible. So watch out, guard yourself, guard your heart, but don't be afraid to be vulnerable, because if you're vulnerable and you're honest, you should do well.
That's what, yes. And I got that too. Here's the magician. I just split the deck. I followed.
Unbelievable.
And look what I get. The
That's
8 of
great.
Pentacles. I'm sorry, the 8 of Cups.
Yep.
But to me, it is expressing what a lot of people are afraid to share.
Yes.
That emotion, that's abandonment issues and deep feeling, just what you were saying, deeply felt, in the messages of your songs.
Exposing yourself, exposing what you've gone through, your own wounds, opening those up for.
Yes. And your vulnerability, in short, is just what Irish Granny said, is your vulnerability is your ticket. Yeah. That's what would be very good for you to maybe write a song and start out with that, because you feel it. It's something that you've experienced.
You're the King of Cups in this reading. That means that you have command over emotions. So if you're wondering what kind of messages your songs should have, this you're saying right here, your messages should be about your feelings. It should be about those big emotions that we all share that speak to other people, because if your message speaks to other people, your music will be popular.
People,
and a lot of musicians start out as poets.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, Jim Morrison was a poet, and he still identified more as a poet and wanted to return to that.
Bob Dylan.
Of course. Oh, you should have known that one.
Yeah.
I still
Good luck.
love it.
Good luck with that. That's a hard undertaking. But you know what? You've got the ability.
I think so. I think so too. But he's under so much stress. Yes, Dean, another King of Cups. Dean is a king of Cups as well. Gosh, I cannot talk today. Blah, 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 blah.
Do you mean he got the King of Cups, or
he is
identifies? Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
And so does Dean. All right, so here we have. This is from Deborah Falco. All right, I want to make sure that copied. Okay. Oh, shoot. All right, there we go. All right, paste, chat, and then I got to pick it up. Boink. There we go. Okay. Her husband, Mike. Any changes at his job or even changing the job? Okay. And she bounced. She'll come back in. She knows the link is there. Let me just see if I can. Drop her the link again. Oh, there she is. Gotcha, Granny.
I told you. I predicted.
It'll boot one of the two of us off by a certain point.
Oh, I thought it was my thing that did it. No.
No, it booted me off the other day.
It didn't like that reading. I don't know.
Well, it can get stuffed because we're still.
What do they know about music?
They don't know anything.
Right. So now we're doing his job. If he's going to change or.
Yeah, Deborah Falco is asking for her husband, Mike. Any changes, maybe at the job or even a whole change of job.
Let's see what the cards say.
Yeah. Oh, my cards are jumping all over the place. I can't shuffle. Oh my God. Okay, Deborah Falco, Mike.
Shall I go?
Oh, yes.
I don't want to interrupt you.
No, that's right.
Okay.
I'm always going to be like a second or two behind you dialing in because I'm so go right ahead.
It doesn't distract you. Okay.
Not at all.
Okay, so I'm getting that he's either frustrated or bored. There's not balance or there's discord. There's some issue with what he's doing right now. So why else would you be asking this question, right?
Yeah.
He's ready for some sort of change and feeling like maybe he missed an opportunity to do something that it passed him by, that.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. And also he's afraid to make a decision about changing because then maybe he'll regret it later. So Let's see. Right now, he's struggling to deal with a lot of issues at work, just all these different burdens, not necessarily huge, but it's just too much, but good news. We get the Lovers, which to me is about balance and light shining on a situation, giving you the answer. You get the light of truth up here and cooperation with people. So it seems like something is going to present itself that will be working with people that maybe are just a better fit. I don't know if that means changing completely or going to a different department or having a different job description. There's something he's really suited for, that he would be in command of that situation. If he were to take that option, it would use his skills more appropriately. And he's got the skills, he's got the tools, he can make it happen, and it seems like an opportunity is going to arise. So if he can keep his eyes open to recognize this opportunity, he can make it happen. So yeah, I think I'm getting all mixed up here. I think that something very well may come up that he might not necessarily have considered. He should consider it.
I'm in like mind. I get the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. All right.
Make it happen.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's like, it's that almost that feeling like I can't help myself, but I want to do something, take action.
Yeah.
And it's like the beginning of, and I get the Five of Pentacles in the World. So I think that there's going to be a positive change. He's going to leave something that has not been healthy for him. Actually, maybe a work environment that is just not healthy.
Yeah. All this burden of
it's yucky energy,
not getting along with people, not his fault, but it's just they're difficult, and the burden of decisions and too much effort to put just to keep things on an even keel.
I also think, I agree. I also think with the moon in the tower, there's something that could come very quickly that he's not expecting.
Right. Something he might not really consider. It might seem like a weird offer, but it might be.
It might, especially with the moon around it. Yeah. It might be very sudden. And what else am I getting with that? But there's Star and the Emperor. Is he thought of being his own boss? Because I'm wondering, this could, I feel like this is being your own boss, calling your own shots. Or maybe the aspiration to look into that area. I think things will not improve where he's at, and it's going to push him to look elsewhere.
Yeah,
possibly even to entrepreneur type of work. Or this could be somebody that has a business that will be contacting him if it's not him. But I tend to think that that's your husband, because it is the card of the husband, the father, and the of the house, the Emperor. So
most of my cards are just talking about how he feels about his work. He's feeling all these obstacles, and he's defending himself, and he's hesitant about the decisions that he has to make because of personalities. And then we've got overwhelmed by demands. It's just time for a change. But he can do it.
I agree. And I'm seeing he just needs to get out of that situation and moving on. And I see that he will with the Chariot, he will move on. And because the place is just, it's heartbreaking to work there, but I think it's a moving on because he's terribly unhappy.
That card is interesting, that Three of Swords. Could you hold that up again so I can look at the picture?
This is a very interesting Three of Swords.
So we're looking at guys in suits, right?
Yeah,
so we're talking about, bosses.
And there's a woman.
It's not a good thing. You know what I mean?
No, look at the colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like these people don't give a toss about the people that work for them. And I feel like, honestly, your husband's going to say, that's enough, death. I feel like once he's had enough, he's out the door. And there will be good things. There's the Queen of Swords and the Sun. He's going to feel like the weight of the world has been lifted off of him.
And it's frightening to make those changes. So
it is.
The process of doing it is going to be a challenge.
That's why I think he's kind of like holding out. I don't know. Should I move?
So I got hesitant. Hesitant. Yeah.
But I see that something better will come that will recognize his efforts with that Six of Wands. So there's something that will come. Some offer that he will receive because it's the Princess of Cups, receptive. Okay. Yeah, but I think that he's going to have to kind of process letting go of the place that's kind of toxic. And I
And
see
I
that.
get that he has to have faith in himself.
Yes,
He can do it. That magician. He totally has the skills, totally has the
absolutely.
talents. What he doesn't have is that faith that he can do it and just trust himself.
And I think that part of that faith was lost in working for where they've stolen it
Yeah,
from.
yeah. The
They've kind of,
beating him down.
yeah, I hate that. So if he can just believe in himself again, I think his life will improve. He's got to leave this place, though. I see him doing it. All right, let me get to the next one. Next one is Silver's question. Past life reading for Silver. And let's see, we have about a handful after that left. I think we could take them. Is that okay with you? Even if we go over a little bit? My energy.
I'm in lockdown. I'm not
Yeah. Just let me know if you need to take a break or whatever. But
sure.
We'll finish out the questions. But like I said, don't be sneaking over there and leaving a question and think that I didn't catch it, because we've got the ones we're going to do.
So now, what do we get to know? Just give a past life.
Mm-hmm. Whatever may come up to you to share with Silver about their past life. And again, it takes me a hot minute, so you'll be probably before I will. So feel free to go ahead.
Well, Silver, I've never done a past life reading before, and I don't want to mislead you to think that what I say is the word of God. I am going to do my best, and it's the cards. It's up to me to try to interpret them. So keep your fingers crossed, and we'll see. I suppose the good side of this is we can't prove it right or wrong. But,
We'll do the best.
Energy comes forward. Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yes. So let's see. That's my big fears. I don't want to mislead people.
I know, me neither. That really bothers me.
I hate watching psychics on television who just know. Oh, I know. That's terrible.
That's suspicious right then and there to me, because it's like, oh.
So I get right away. I get the Chariot. I get somebody with a lot of forceful control. Somebody who is in charge of the situation. Maybe military. Maybe some kind of leader, like a boss or in the government, but just somebody really in charge of a situation.
Yes.
This talks about people who have addictions. So if you find that one of the big challenges in this lifetime is attachment to things, that may be something that you brought over, from another life. This life is a big change. It's a real departure from what went on in the past, which, that makes sense, because whatever happens in one life, you need to correct the course the next time around. Big departure. But once again, I'm getting a leader, a military person of some kind.
One of the things that came to me just right when you pulled that is I felt like Rome.
Rome?
Rome.
Oh, Rome.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you meant according to the addictions.
No.
But see,
I just got a hit.
Somebody with poor lifestyle choices, somebody who is self-indulgent. So in a past life, your challenge was the attachment to the material world, the attachment to the physical, the things of the senses. And it would make complete sense if you were somebody who was in the military and to be self-indulgent. Men, I'm thinking male, men in those positions of authority and command were supremely self-indulgent. They were narcissists. Their culture allowed that. It was a patriarchal environment. But what happens when you live a life like that is you become karmically stuck, spiritually stuck. And you're going to have to work that out, I hate to think what I did in my past lives.
I already
Here
know.
we are today.
I
So you were out of control. This is a very karmic card. This is all about karma. You are in this lifetime working out the indulgences and that forceful, militaristic, dominating kind of patriarchal energy that you had in the past. Now it's time to work through that. It's time to make amends for those attachments and behaviors, and it's all about lessons. Everything's about lessons.
Oh yeah, we all got them.
And it's not easy.
No.
It's just a day-to-day slog. I don't need to tell you this. It's a day-to-day slog. You get up every morning and start over,
And do the best you can.
Do the best you can. That's right. But see, look at this. You talked about Rome. Here we go. Emperor. Here we go. Male dominating personality. You were somebody that was, boss.
I just felt like, and I have to say, I dismissed it because I thought I was just the charioteer, but I saw her as an actual charioteer.
And well, it's possible, yeah. But look at this, what I get next. So this was then, and this is now. And we're not necessarily talking gender. We're talking energy, because life is all about balancing the masculine and the feminine, male strengths and female strengths in a metaphysical sense, not in a biological sense. People confuse that. It has nothing to do with gender. It's about right and left brain more than it is about gender. So here you have, I'm so confused.
I know. Just remember,
here we go.
The opposite of what you want to do. Because
but I'm physics impaired. I have a really hard time with spatial relationships. So
don't feel bad. I do too.
So this is the past. This is the past life. This is that male dominating, take charge,
emperor
self-indulgent kind of energy. But this is the goal, is to have more. In this lifetime, more of that fertile, feminine, giving, compassionate, nurturing energy. Stop taking charge. Start nurturing.
Exactly. Now let's see what I get.
I'm really curious.
I know. See, it's fun to do the past life.
It is.
I love it when they ask that. Because it is just kind of like freeing. It's fun just to see what we get. So silver. Let me see if I can dial into you better. I keep dropping my cards. It's the same way I dropped it earlier, which is kind of funny. I don't usually do that. Well, I get the world. The moon. Yeah, just started to get a hit off something. I get you. I get you as a masculine energy.
Yeah.
This time as a King of Wands, but I feel like there's a life as a spy.
Oh.
That's the first thing that came up to me. When I got the world and the moon, it's the thing that it's just the energy that struck me as I saw you as a spy. Some sort of spy. Yeah, I don't know why. I looking at it now, I don't see that. But the first thing is I just got the word. I have to go with it.
I was going to say you have to go with it. Yeah,
I do. Yeah. I felt like espionage, and somebody that as a masculine man that was very intelligent, and quick, and was quite good at what they did.
Is that the Emperor? I don't recognize the pictures on your cards. So.
Right. This is the cosmic.
The King of Wands. Okay.
It's the actually this is the King of Wands. Sorry.
Right.
And the Seven of Wands next to him.
So a man of action. Yeah.
Absolutely, a man of action and intrigue.
Interesting.
007 kind of energy. And I definitely, it was just weird because when I first drew him, and I gave myself a moment, but I just got like espionage.
Well, it's a very Mata Hari looking card right there.
Yeah. But I do get as a more of a masculine.
Oh, yeah.
And very good at what you did. So I hope that's helpful or interesting. And with that, yeah, with that world card, I just felt like you traveled so much, went to a variety of different places, uh, but I feel like you were, you know, on behalf of your government,
I was
whoever
going to
that
say
was.
instead of immediately assuming soldier, maybe like envoy or
Mm,
diplomat, somebody in the
yes,
government. Yeah.
I got diplomat. That's kind of funny that you said that because I just it is the word that came up into my head, um, and that kind of a feeling. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah.
I'm probably just somebody's baker, you know.
Oh, I was a washerwoman in all my past lives.
apparently, apparently, I also have been a prostitute and many other things. So you know,
Well,
yep. And life is something else. All right, here we go. Here's for this is for Gathina, and here's the question: what do I do to bring in money? Okay, wait a minute. Gosh darn it, that was my stupid thing. Let me get that copy and copy here. Okay. Stability. That was the last word that didn't quite smush in. Okay, to bring in money.
well, something popped into my head immediately, but let's see what the cards say.
Okay. She says, not sure if my ancestors' spirit guides are guiding me towards college or not to help me with stability. Okay. What can I do to bring in money? Not sure if they want you to go towards college or something else.
Well, as soon as the question was asked, I told you, I do it impulsively. It pops into my head. I have to listen to it. The word that came into my mind, creative. So something that taps into your creative talents, which you may not even know you have. Let me tell you an example. See this macrame behind me?
I love it. Yes.
My daughter made that. So she has small children and she needed something to do during the pandemic. And lo and behold, she's now taking custom orders for hundreds of dollars.
Sweet.
She's a dancer. She would never have occurred to her that she'd have an eye. And this is just one little thing. You should see some of the stuff she's done. So I'm not just bragging. The lesson for you about what to do as far as making money doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can have more than one way of making income. And one of the ways that you are really suited, knowing it or not, is creativity, something emotionally creative, something that taps into your heart and who you are in your soul and brings that forward, and people will respond. It's very interesting how when there's an authenticity to what you make, people respond. And this may require you to think about changing direction. Maybe you're being pressured to go down one route and not another. And as a mother, let me say that happened to me when I was thinking about college. Yeah. And I will say that the only thing I really regret in life is I didn't do what I loved, which everyone told me I wouldn't make money with. I could have, you know?
Oh, what was it?
Well, I don't. I wanted to be a professor of literature. Oh, and my parents really forced me to go to nursing school. And I hated it. I ended up doing a lot of nursing over the years. But I never actually got my RN because I hated it. I got enough training where I was able to go out on my own and do private duty. Mm-hmm. But I have always regretted that I didn't follow my heart. Yeah. So that would be my follow your heart, follow your emotion. And You might end up working at McDonald's to pay the rent, but don't put down the creative pursuit, because that'll be your ticket. So don't let people drive you one direction or another. Decide your own path, and the truth will come out for you. You will see.
Ooh, yeah, with that Ace of Swords, that's good.
Yeah, you will see. You will see. And let's see here. What have I got? I've got the Page of Pentacles. And I think in this case, what it's saying is you have a talent, you have an ability. You're young at this. You may not have found it yet. It may take a while for it to evolve or to be nurtured or whatever. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try one thing, and if it doesn't work, it's not a failure. It's a learning experience. Go on to something else. And eventually, you make this hard choice. You decide what it is that is the right creative expression, and you follow your heart. The money will follow. You don't chase the money. That's the best advice that I could give, for sure.
And I get something very similar. I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles, the Moon. We'll just, because I read in pairs. These are with these two. So follow your intuition. Dig down deep. And just like what she said, what is it that you love to do? You know? And it doesn't matter. Like she said, you may not know. And if you don't know, well, then, take a gander and look at various different hobbies and stuff. Take a look at Etsy and see what they offer. And if you see something on there that you can make or do that you like, I again get that you could be very successful with that. And it would be very healing for you with the Three of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. You would be successful. So it has to be something you've got a passion, I think.
That's right. We put a lot of value into the price tag of your income. Yeah. And the reality is that should you find the thing you have a passion for, the money will follow. And that doesn't mean that you'll be rich. What it means is you might have to do some job, to bring in the rent. But the passion, follow the passion. Yeah. What happened there?
We got like, we froze, and then they didn't bounce us out.
Oh. They're toying with us.
Yeah, don't toy with me.
And my best advice, you sound like you're fairly young if you're still trying to decide about college. My best advice is don't spend a lot of time in angst about it, and don't be fearful. It will all work out. It does. I remember looking at my future when I was, 17 or 18, and it was a black wall. I could not envision, oh my God, what am I going to do? It'll work out day by day, day by day.
I get that too. And I get that, you might have to rearrange some things, where your finances and stuff are concerned. Seven of Pentacles with the Hermit. But keep seeking. I feel like follow your intuition. Your intuition will steer you into the right place. And, you might have to change some things, but it looks like you'll be able to rearrange the stability that you're looking for, because I feel like you have it with that Seven of Pentacles and the Nine. You're going to be doing something that I think is unique and something that is very fulfilling to you. And I think also where you don't have to be around a bunch of other people. Well, with the pandemic, that's ideal. But,
lucky,
yeah. So this could be some kind of crafting. I don't know.
Yeah, I see artistic, creative. Not, if not a craft, an instrument. If not an instrument, needlework. I don't know, some creative, expressive, like a hobby suddenly becomes an income. Jewelry making, something.
Absolutely. And because I get Pentacles and I get that intuition that goes right along with it. So I'm not worried about you missing the whatever it is that will bring you this, sense of fulfillment. I have a feeling that you're pretty intuitive and it's kind of going to happen. But just follow your instinct. I definitely get that. And I definitely feel like don't doubt yourself, because I see you being able to make enough money to cover your expenses. And you might have to rearrange your finances a little bit, but I see it looks pretty darn good. So I hope that's helpful.
I would also say give yourself permission to change. Like if something is not working out, it's okay to change your mind and do something completely different. It's okay.
Absolutely.
You're not committed to any one thing. It's not written in stone. The world won't fall apart if you completely change course and go a different direction.
No,
So.
and it's kind of, you're not meant to be given, I think, a straight answer. There's something about the journey to find what it is that is also very important.
Yeah.
So I hope that's helpful. But I see like not to worry, because you've got it. You've got it sorted. Okay, Dean, he's been waiting for us.
Patiently waiting.
Yes.
It's so hard.
Like, come on, you guys. Jeez. All right, here we go, Dean. You're next, my love. So here we go. Okay, so can you tell me why I saw a mysterious image, spirit ghost of a 1970s-ish woman the other night? She had long blonde hair and wore satin, silky nightgown slip. Okay. 1970s, all right. He's been working more with his mediumistic side. Let's see what we get for you. I'm going to ask who she is. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, I'm getting, firstly, I get the Lovers and the Two of Cups. This is definitely somebody that was, I think, in a relationship. I feel like this person's deceased. Now I feel like this relationship may have been part of the reason why. I get the Ace of Swords and the Four of Pentacles as well. So go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I immediately got the feeling that did you say he was opening himself up to mediumship?
Yeah, he's definitely got that skill.
So you saw this person, just basic answer. You saw this person because she was able to connect with you. And I get the impression that this person is past, but not moving on. Mm-hmm. And the burdens of her earthly life have held her to the material world. And she's just not able to let go. And she's asking for help. She wants to go off, off to the next place. And
hi, Clarence.
These blocked pain and old grief and emotional connection to our world, the physical plane. And you have presented yourself as somebody who she might be able to connect with. And I think she's hoping in some way that you'll
help.
Yeah, that you'll help her and send her on her way. So she either needs reassurance or guidance. Maybe she's not really clear yet what's going on, because time has no meaning. Somebody could have died 300 years ago and they're still around wondering what the heck, and it doesn't feel like 300 years for them.
5 minutes maybe.
Right. And they just need to be set straight, that because not everybody thinks about these things when they're alive.
No,
and they're taken by surprise about what they're presented with. But you are a source of guidance and comfort for her, is what I'm getting. I don't think that you have a relationship with her or had a relationship with her. I think she's reaching out for help, and she was able to connect to you because whatever you're doing, it's working. Successful, you know. See, and I see she's reaching out.
She's waiting. She's
yeah. And here we go again. But then you have something to offer her. And
pray for her.
And look at how well it ends. It's
she was reunited.
Yeah.
He says he asked her to go to the light where God could help her.
Perfect.
Yep.
That's you have good instincts. That's exactly. Some people would be freaked out.
Yeah.
But I think you had the right instinct. She was reaching out for help.
She was. And the thing that you said about her being kind of stuck, we definitely get that. With the 4 of Pentacles, holding on, clutching, need clarity, let go, need to go to the light, even the light around the sword. Come over here, baby. Yeah, it's like, over here, sister. You're all done with that troublesome life. I feel like she was just somebody, and the fact that she looked like she was in 70s attire may give you an inkling to when she may have passed.
She died. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, we're lucky because if nothing else, we're thinking about this stuff. Yeah. And we have the opportunity to put it out there into the ether, that if there are spirits out there who love us and care about us, I hope they hang around and help out.
You know? Oh yeah, I'm like, you know, help.
Yeah. I had a dream once, years and years ago, when I was a new mother, that my grandmother came to me, and it was one of those dreams. It wasn't a dream. I have those sometimes, you know.
Me too. Yes.
Yeah. And so she came to me, and all she said was, you know, you don't have to worry when you die. I'll be there to help you.
Cool.
That was it. Out of, you know, of course, when I woke up, I thought, oh my God, am I all right?
Yeah. You're like
sick.
Calling the doctor, making that doctor's appointment.
But it's really cool. It's Hermit's Corner. It's very cool that you've been able to open yourself up to actually help that way. I think that's remarkable. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I think it's great. And like Irish Granny said, is apparently what you're doing is working. He says, thanks, ladies. It makes sense. Aww. I did not fear her, and she walked towards me with open arms. Oh, gosh.
Poor thing. Yeah. Well, good for you. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for being so loving.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get to the next one. Chris George, past life reading. And then we just have 1, 2, 3, 4. We will do those 4, but that'll be it.
Past life reading for
Chris George. Yeah, Chris George. Gonna pop that puppy up. Wink. There we go. Chris George, past life reading. Oh, it's muggy here. It's never muggy. It's never muggy here.
Have you heard the wind? Can you hear the wind on my end? I live in a really old house, and so all the doors and windows are rattling.
No, it's just muggy here in Pacifica. It's never humid here. It's so weird. People go, earthquake weather. I'm like, shut up. Yeah, I get that face. Shut up. No, say that. So let's see. Chris George. Past life reading.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I got a little something here.
Go.
So you were somebody that was getting into petty disagreements. You know, just friction with people, not really battling. You know, not
squabbles.
Yeah, like family disagreements and that kind of thing. And maybe even this talks a little bit about the way you prioritized your life. And here we have more about trying to decide what your priorities are, what you're going to do, what is important to you and what isn't. Once again, these both talk about priorities, so that's very interesting. And this is a short what I've gotten so far. So what happens is you end up with unfulfilled promises that, because you didn't handle the prioritizing, probably somebody who took on too much, probably somebody who got embroiled in all this melodrama. So your priorities were all confused and messed up, and you didn't accomplish the things that you really needed to prioritize and you really needed to learn from. So what happens? Here we are again. This is all about new beginnings. So you come now with the opportunity to do it again, and this time to be somebody with more self-discipline and more of a clear vision of how you're going to handle things, somebody who's authoritative a little bit, take control kind of person. So having gone from a life of maybe kind of harmless chaos, just like living the life of the Kardashians. Everybody's always mad at everybody all the time, drama, melodrama, and like a soap opera, and never knowing, what's important, what's not important. I don't know, and therefore a life of not accomplishing meaningful stuff. But here you are, here in this life. I'm not saying that you're a king or anything. I'm just saying that internally, you have the opportunity to be more in command of this life and your decisions and your priorities. It's a fresh start.
Yes. For a past life, I am getting what I feel like is a spiritual teacher of some kind. The King of Cups, and you have the Hierophant, and somebody that was teaching others. I'm just trying to see what else I'm picking up on that. If it's like Vatican or if is it Christian, I'm not quite sure. Not that that necessarily matters, but it'd be nice to know what kind of teacher. I just got to kind of pull back and see if I get a hit off of that. I definitely think maybe Italy.
Oh.
Does that make any sense to you?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, Italian history.
You probably know more than I'd love to.
Well, not that much, but this kind of is Italian history in a nutshell. It was all a whole lot of little city-states, basically walled cities, and all they did was fight with each other, the different families, because a family would be in charge, basically.
Of an area.
Right. So maybe the disagreements were things like trade disagreements and marriage contract disagreements, and not physical violence. I don't get that feeling, but just dissension, discord. And that could very well be like, I hate to use the word again, but, diplomatic disagreements between clans or families rather than individual disagreements. But whatever the disagreements were, you didn't prioritize them. No shade. I mean, this is a long time ago. But, and look at the little, this, when you say Italy, look at this outfit. I'm thinking,
oh my God, yeah.
Don't you think of like Ravenna during Shakespeare's time?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That's the idea that I get too. But more so, I just get the energy of having had the opportunities in life to make decisions and
read what they said.
Who was half Italian? You're half Italian. And
Chris George. Yeah.
but that's this side. So you're doing it all over again. Here's your opportunity now to make it right, to be more of a person, to take charge kind of person, more of a person with, I don't want to say an obsessive compulsive view of life, but a more directed, controlled life instead of petty chaos, petty nonsense,
Yep.
This is so funny. So funny.
Who knew? Oh my God, that's crazy. And I get the same thing. Again, you're dealing with that Okay, you have the Ace of Wands, and then you've got the Two of Pentacles, back and
You
forth.
got the Ace of Wands too?
Yeah, I did. Oh my,
Oh,
yeah, I just pulled it too.
look at this.
Oh my God. Do 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 do. We are synchronized.
That's so interesting.
And
That's
so
powerful energy is what it is.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so crazy that I picked up Italy, and then Chris lets us know that they're half Italian. And a teacher. The teacher.
So
Cute.
interesting. So interesting.
I like
Oh,
it.
here's actually the phrase that I was stumbling so hard, like, control, self-discipline.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm picking up on. And I just I'm sorry I can't give you more than that, but I feel like this is, she picked up on the part that I didn't.
That is so funny. Oh my God.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, good reception on the old radio today is right. All right. Now we have Arlene McMahon. I love her. She wants us to ask if we can tell her what happened during the first 14 months of her life. Okay, we'll try.
Oh, like in this lifetime?
Yep.
Oh.
First 14 months of life. All right.
First 14 months of life.
Let's see what you were doing. I'm guessing you probably were in a diaper. Just kidding.
I was going to say that, and then I thought, well, I don't want to be flippant. I was going to say you probably peed on yourself quite a few times. We're so bad. I'm sorry. Be serious now. It is very strange to know that you were alive and things were happening to you, which you have absolutely no memory of.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And if other people don't know, that's even harder to imagine.
That's what I'm talking about.
Very, very weird.
Mind blown. Okay, Arlene McMahon. First 14 months. Well, I'm sure you were cute as a button as well.
Interesting. Well, there was somebody who had your best interests at heart. But there were delays and frustration and a lot of moving around. I don't know if that means, I'm going to get personal here. I don't know if that means that your custody or foster care or family, if your care changed hands.
It kind of looks like that may have been the situation because she's
Yeah.
saying no one knows and there are no pictures.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That must drive you wild to not know.
So we're going to take a look.
So in your life, in this period of time, somebody with a great deal of sorrow walked away, had to let go and walk away. But it was a gift. It was the right thing to do. So whatever that situation was a gift for you in the long run. And coming to an acceptance of that and a forgiveness, because that causes grief for you. There's a loss there. And it's a primal loss. You know, the poets used to believe, like John Donne, the poet, Death Be Not Proud, he believed that people were attached by a cord made out of spun gold that was so small and so fine that it blew in the wind, and it attached people who were in emotional connection to each other, and it never broke. You had it your whole life. And that, I believe, this is my opinion, this is not the card right now, I believe that mothers and children have that. It doesn't matter what kind of care arrangement happens, whether you're in the same company of each other or the other side of the world, that connection never breaks. There's some sort of spiritual, ineffable connection. And when there's physical distance and emotional distance and a loss, there's grief And even if you're not aware of it, even if you don't know that that's the truth of what happened to you, you will carry that loss. Your body feels it, your DNA feels it. And to get to a point of acceptance and forgiveness, that's what this is about, is learning how to do that. And you have a really stuck. This really has you stuck. Really, really stuck emotionally, you know.
Mm.
But it'll be okay. It will. Just to get to that point where you can have the compassion and understand, acceptance and forgiveness. So there was changing hands. What I got was a lot of changing hands and moving.
Yeah, I kind of get the same thing here. I get the Prince of Swords, the Six of Wands. Now you got the Six of Wands, I think, too, didn't you? Maybe it was the other one. Yeah. So I'm feeling like somebody was trying to do the right thing, and
That's
I think
right.
other people were saying, "Look, this is difficult, but in the long run, I think do this. This is the best thing."
And here's why. There was a lack of security. There was a lack of income. There was a not good situation. And we're talking an infant. And whoever made this decision for you really loved you.
Yes. Judgment in the sun.
There you go. Huge, big yes. Yeah.
And what I got here was the person whom you were with. I feel like Nine of Wands, Six of Cups had a very tough life themselves growing up, and they wanted something better for you. They didn't want you to come up with the damage that they had, to be honest. And that they loved you. You're their child. There's a lot of nostalgia around you. And I still think that this person, who I believe probably is your mother, biologically, I think wanted to protect you.
Yeah.
I don't think it was easy, but I think they felt that at the end of their life that they did the right thing.
Yeah, and perhaps, I was telling you that this is about you coming to a place of forgiveness and acceptance, but it could just as easily be that person forgiving herself.
Yeah.
And accepting that it was the right decision, because it absolutely was. There was not a good situation.
Yeah, and look at the little kid here in this sun.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, little baby.
Yes, very interesting.
So
very, very interesting.
I think that this person was trying to take care of you, but I don't think, like she said, that unfortunately they had the wherewithal. Unfortunately, the good thing is they listened to other people and they took good advice, but I don't think it was easy for them.
Or you.
No.
Because just because you don't remember doesn't mean you didn't feel it.
Yeah. And this was a decision, justice. And the Princess of Wands, or Swords, I'm sorry.
And it's all that female energy.
Yeah. They really searched their heart and they wanted to do what was the right thing for you. That's what I get. I think they were struggling those first 14 months with you. They were struggling to take care of you.
Yeah.
And then they sought help. So I hope that is helpful. Miss Arlene McMahon. All right.
Overall, I get the sense that there was just a lot of love.
Yeah, that's the first thing I get. It's like selfless. It's like, it's not about me. It's about what would be best for my child.
Sacrifice. Yeah.
Totally was. Now, this person said, can I get a reading? Terry Renner. So I'm going to take that to be like a general and just take a look. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And then we just have, I think, one more question after that. And we done. You did smoking good on this.
Oh, great. Thank you. Well, we'll never know about the past life regret.
But I think it's weird that we were onto something because we got
the same cards.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. Very, very weird.
What are the chances? It's just
well, it's the Irish DNA.
Yes. Okay, so this is Terry Renner. And I think from the picture, let me just take a look at here. Is there a picture?
I'm going to do a Celtic cross because it gives a little bit of a frame of reference.
Sure. Okay, Terry is female. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. And is she here?
I get this for you. The Nine of Wands, which is about staunchly defending your position, defending your situation, standing up for yourself, being strong and advocating for yourself. And I have it crossed by the Four of Wands. And to me, this is this is the pandemic. This is the lockdown. Oh, there we go. This is the lockdown. This is the isolation and everything canceled. And it's been a real challenge. It's been a big challenge for you, and possibly even affecting your job and your like rent and that kind of thing. And it has necessitated overall. I think this might be more of a comment on the lesson of it all, is learning how to reach out to the community for help, learning how to work with the people in your life, learning how to make connections and cooperations. And it may be you reaching out to help other people, that I don't know, but just making those connections with people in a time where everything is just upside down. It's been a what show. And at the foundation, I think you're somebody who's really strong and who has the ability to be a born leader, who could be a mentor to somebody, a boss to somebody, a trusted employee, somebody who others look up to, and who could be a really great role model. And people are watching how you respond to this situation and taking notes. And by people, I mean, I don't know, kids in your life, your friends and family. They're noticing. They don't even know they're watching, but they're noticing how you respond in this challenge. And it's a ridiculous challenge. It's been awful. And this emphasizes it. It has been change, and not good change. It's been hard on you, really hard on you. And it's caused financial problems. It's caused you some emotional problems. Hasn't it done that for all of us? It's just been a difficult situation, and you're really starting to feel the weight of the whole thing. But the good news is that you are a hard worker, and you're capable of getting yourself out of the situation if you just stick your nose to the grindstone and keep at it and don't let it overwhelm you. But in the environment is this Three of Swords, which is this just, oh my God, I think I've had enough. I'm done in. Don't give up, because you absolutely have the strength. And this is the fear that you will just buckle and give up, and you don't need to, because look at the outcome. You can be a take charge kind of person. You can be a person of action. You're smart. You can advocate for yourself. And I think eventually this is all going to pass, and you're going to come out the other end with a grip on your life. It'll be okay. What does this say? Well, I don't know. Given the rest of the reading, I kind of wonder, but it says that this sort of person thrives on change. So this is your great opportunity to prove that. It's a challenge. It's a huge challenge. And it's how we rise to the challenge, for me, I'm very good at, oh, poor, pitiful me. I'm going to go to bed now and eat chocolate because
way too much for me.
Yeah, enough.
Yeah, I've had enough, and they're all picking on me, everybody. So, but you have a lot of inner strength, and I think you'll see the path to the truth, to the solution.
Yes, and she is happy birthday. Today is her birthday, Terry's birthday as well.
Really? Wow.
Yes, we have a couple of birthday babies.
What is today's the end of July? What is it?
This would be going into Leo. Yeah.
Well, what's the date?
The 29th.
Oh, okay, the 29th of July. You can see I'm out of touch with reality.
Yeah, I'm too. I'm like, the only reason I know is because it's on my computer.
It's hard, but you're healing. Well, you know, when women always end up being the ones to bear the burden. That was was it the 10 of Wands, you know, always bearing the burden for everybody, carrying the weight for the whole family and extended family. And we don't give ourselves enough,
very true,
enough care, you know, time, slack, that kind of thing. So be kind to yourself. Give yourself a birthday present.
She says
many opportunities. You know, I always say life is nothing but lessons, and I wish I had the cliff notes.
Yeah, no kidding. Me too. Pass them over here. I'm getting that as well. I'm getting the first two cards I draw for you, the 7 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. So this is a really significant change.
Yeah.
And because we're going like into an end cycle as well. You've also got the World and the Prince of Swords. So what I'm seeing you do is like just making necessary tweaks and changes in your life, and where you put your energy, where you put your time and your effort, so that it bears the fruit that you want it to. And so that things come through. So that's good. It just means that you got to watch this period of time where, no, this card. This one right here, you know, where you're just, you know, you're honoring your boundaries about your energy. Definitely that, so that you can make it happen with this card. No, this one. Sorry, the 10 of Pentacles. But you get the World coming up. So I feel like this difficult time that you've been through is going to pull through. It's going to be successful. And I just feel like you're going to come away with a lot, and you go into a better cycle. This cycle's been really hard, like she said.
Yeah.
She gets the 6 of Swords. Oh, she got bumped out. She gets the 6 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. When she comes back in, I'll pull her in. But you will be getting stronger. Here she is. Okay.
Did you say you got the Prince of Swords?
I did.
Is that like the knight?
It's like a page.
The page. Okay.
Yeah, and the World. So it's like, this is like, oh, my hands are sticking. I feel like it is rounding up and just going into a new cycle.
Yeah, it'll get better.
Better.
Yeah.
That's it. That's right. There it is. The 6 of Swords. She starts going in a better direction. Things get less crazy, less, you know, mad, bonkers. And you get the 7 of Wands. So you're going to get the upper hand on this, on how it feels like life has been kind of out of control too much, you know. But I see you rising to the challenge and being able to deal with this and get it moving in a more harmonious direction. I think there might even be some people that will help you to be able to do that, Terry.
Well, you know, that World card, you got the World card, didn't you?
Yeah.
Before I went away.
Yes. Right as you were bounced. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that, and it reminds me of the fact that it's all a cycle. It's like a pendulum. And if you can just hang on, it gets better. Eventually it does get better. Yeah.
Yeah. She says that fits. I have let go of some major grief and lessons. You're going in the right direction, sweetheart.
Yeah.
You're doing good work. Good job.
Hang in there. Hang in there. Life's hard.
It is.
Yeah.
And
But
be
you're strong.
gentle. Be gentle with yourself.
Yeah.
All right. We got just one more question after this one. Here is Melinda Ducher's question. And then we'll just have one more after that. And Dunzos. All right. So this is about, hello, my sisters. Hello. Hello, Melinda.
Past life. Okay.
Yeah. Yay.
Past lives. Rapidly becoming my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, ooh, I'll challenge myself. Okay. Okay, so Melinda, past life. I'm going to lean back for a minute. Comfy. Well, maybe that isn't so comfortable. I'll sit this way. All right. Past life.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't know what I'm tuning in on, but you had one heck of a past life. So first I get the tower. So, yeah. So we're talking chaos, upheaval, something dramatic, and I'm thinking political war, that kind of thing. I don't think this is personal chaos. I think this is world chaos. So you must have lived in a significant time period, which wouldn't be hard because we're always fighting with each other.
Yeah.
always a war somewhere, right? But then look at this. You get the devil reversed.
Huh.
So this was whatever your past life situation was, it was not good. It was difficult. And I get that pessimism, a lack of direction, a bullying youth. So I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this. It's good that you have this opportunity to fix it. Like I said, I was probably a washerwoman for thousands and thousands of past lives. But whatever situation you had in the world, there was a lot of negativity, a lot of pessimism, a lot of mistreatment of other people, a lot of, this is bad news, but boy, that hardly describes the tower and the devil. I'd say that's bad news. And your world was upside down. There wasn't joy. There wasn't family celebration. There wasn't the day-to-day small things that enrich your life and things you look forward to, dinner at the table with your family, the sort of things we all take for granted. I don't think they were a part of your life. I think that you had a very chaotic life of upheaval and disruption, possibly a lot of dislocation, and your worldview as a person that molded you into somebody who was negative and unhappy and picking on other people, because that's how you get out your own stuff, is you take it out on other people, right? So now things are different. Now there's this opportunity. Now this is fresh beginning with new talents, new abilities, new opportunities, a whole new perspective on everything. And it's all about a dramatic change for you, karmically, a dramatic change, a huge opportunity. And the challenges that you're going to have are going to be met with courage and balance. And I think you're probably a take charge kind of person. You're somebody who likes action. And I think that you're going to make up for all this chaos and disaster by imposing order and logic and direction, and most importantly, and this is the big lesson I get, is learning to work with other people, learning to cooperate, learning care and compassion for the people around you, your social network, your neighbors, you know, all the people that you don't like. That's the hard one. Very possibly family members. But boy, I would love, I mean, I don't have a sense of like specifically who you were, but the environment that you were in, because I pick up on the energy of environments a lot. The environment you were in was just upheaval, absolute upheaval.
I think I might know about what the environment, I might get the second part that what you didn't get, but what I get is the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor. So again, I feel like she was connected to some kind of authority in another life, an authority figure, ruler, quite possibly, with that Emperor. And the Eight of Pentacles are next to it. I feel like this is somebody that was doing something over and over again. So it's not just the life, but it was something that was actively going on. And I feel like this could be fighting. This could be gaining ground of some kind, even actually with that Eight of Pentacles. But
Interpersonal, you mean?
I think actually maybe even physical ground of I feel like fighting over maybe even territory, because I also get the Empress and the Four of Pentacles. This is grasping, collecting, seizing hold of something of land.
Yeah.
So I feel like there was fighting for land. I get a ruler that may have invaded another monarchy's territory of a queen, quite possibly. Because this is an Empress. And when I get the Emperor and the Empress, and they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
Something's up.
Significant, yeah.
And the Eight is just double the Four. So you get the Eight of Pentacles with next to the Emperor. The Empress only has Four. It's like he's taken some of the security from a land or something, or from another feminine ruler, maybe. That's what I'm picking up. Let me see these other two cards. Ace, Ace of Swords and Hermit, searching for something, like an invader. Taking over some land.
That's really interesting.
This may have been very fertile land. You know, it had something that was wanted, most definitely, too.
So are you thinking that this person was the Empress, or just somebody affiliated with the royal household, or?
I'm thinking they were more affiliated with the Emperor.
Like a concubine? Or?
No, somebody that worked for the Emperor, maybe like a warrior. I'm getting somebody that worked more to like as a warrior. Could even be like a form of a knight, but definitely were doing the interests of if they were not the Emperor themselves. I feel like they were an emperor, a male leader that invaded another land.
Well, look at this card. If you look really closely at the tower, what do you see? You see this crown being thrown off, you know.
So I think he just threw off the Empress's crown and snatched up her land. And then he had twice as much.
It's a power grab.
Yes. Something along
but no real pleasure from it, though. I get the emotional part I get is that this was not like a big victory in a satisfying situation. No real pleasure.
It leads up to the Ten of Pentacles. It's just having more land, or having more of something.
Right.
So I feel like there's like conqueror type of energy going on there. I hope that is helpful. That's what I pick up. So it's crazy.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes. And the final reading we have to do, I hope that was helpful, is for Alana, if she's here. I think the last name is Pele. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. Very last question, and then we all get to go to the bathroom. No.
It's so hot. It hardly needs to.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. It's like I don't feel anything, but
Message.
yeah, any message. I like that too, because then the guides can just say what they want to say.
I was just thinking that. The cards will tell us.
That's right. They're like, yay, I can talk. And this is for Lana. Oh, your childhood in Germany, Melinda. Interesting.
Oh, and this, like, she's originally from Germany.
It must be. I just saw her comment. Here's her comment. Whoo, deep breath. Laughing out loud. That sounds like my childhood. Oh, my childhood, Granny. I thought it's Germany. Okay, my eyes are shot.
So that reading sounded like her present childhood.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, it's all a continuum, right?
That's right. All happening at once. See you later. See you later. Some folks are leaving. Hi, Mary Petty. Hello from Massachusetts, huh? Hello from California, Northern California. And we have Irish Granny in the Pacific Northwest, keeping it real. And we are looking at Lana Pali. Any message for me? And after this question, we will be ending out the live. I just want to say thank you for you guys that have hung around. Nearly going to 3 hours here, but I am going to have to start doing better at cutting it down at maybe 10 minutes after 2.
I get this feeling of something that's not, it's disappointing, that there's something that you haven't completed, or it isn't giving you what you had hoped it would give you. It's not meeting your expectations. I don't know if this is a work situation or a love relationship. It has something to do with an uncompleted task, that there's something more that you need to do to bring about a sense of completion, and you won't feel so disappointed about it. And frustration, lack of balance. Yeah, there's something unsettled, something dissatisfying, something incomplete going on right now for you. I'm assuming that you know what that means. But what you have to do is take it one step at a time. What you have to do is just one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. And I get the impression of being overwhelmed by the big picture. And my husband does this. It's too much. I can't do all of this. And I always say, well, look, we'll start with this one little square inch and then do the next square inch. And it's like any problem. You take one bit at a time, and steady progress, and continuing to constantly return to it and do more steady progress. And you will be satisfied. You will be victorious and happy about it. And this card, I think, is saying, get some help. Get somebody to help you.
Accept help.
Yeah. Get someone to call. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So whatever it is that you're feeling dissatisfied or unsettled about because it's not getting done, take it bit by bit, chip away at it, ask for help. I hope that helps.
Yes. I'm getting the King of Swords, the Three of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. That's interesting. You got the Three of Wands and the Three of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just got to look and see what's snapping, jumping out at me.
Yeah.
Well, I think this, pardon my voice, I think this King of Swords is somebody in your environment that could help you further. Again, I feel like these are opportunities that are there where other people are concerned, and you just need to reach out.
Yeah.
Yes, and definitely accept help. they can help you further than you can ever even think of. They know other people that know people. So definitely let people know if you need help. Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. This
Opportunities to help.
Yeah, and healing. Here's the thing. Do not do this, which is the Eight of Swords. This is restricting yourself and being afraid to. It's almost just a lack of maybe self-assuredness. I think there's also needs to be some levity. Definitely some levity. Like you felt like you're stuck. And this Princess of Cups says, go have a picnic. Go do something that's, that's, just lighten things up. Lighten up the energy as well. Because with that healing on the Three of Swords, this feels like something that's kind of set you back on your rear end for a moment. Then we have Justice and the Ten of Pentacles. That's balance. Again, just like what you were saying, I think that balance will be had by accepting the help of other people.
Yeah, reaching out for help. And also not to, that one about constriction.
Yes.
You can't see the forest for the trees, get overwhelmed by the whole situation rather than taking it one thing at a time.
Yeah. I really think there's a lot of, there's some healing going on, and just open up. Don't shut down. Be willing to open up and lighten up a little bit. Trust it, because that's what is going to bring balance. Like, I think to physically, mentally, on different levels around you. It's just what I'm getting. I'll pull two more. Oh yeah, you get the Star and the Five of Wands. So it can be a challenge. Well, but just believe, just keep going through. What's that? And they say, when you're going through hell, keep going.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Winston Churchill, I think, said that. But yeah, because I am shown that this is tough. This is tough. But I feel like you just need to keep moving. Do not fall back into oh no.
Well, that Knight of Pentacles, just keep plodding. Just one foot in front of the other.
Yeah. And there's hope. I think that you've got a lot of hectic things going on. People might be also kind of testy dealing with them, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. And you get the Queen of Cups and the Three of Cups. So I think emotionally things are going to settle down in the future. Just let them play out. And if necessary, stay the heck away from people that are draining and annoying.
Yeah.
So I hope that is helpful to you. And I hope you guys enjoyed our live today. We went way over. I keep saying that, but really, I don't mean to.
Easy to get caught up in it.
It is. So I'm going to have to do even better. Next time I'll have to cut it down and say maybe 10 questions.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to thank you all. Make sure you subscribe to Irish Granny's Tarot. I want to thank her for being with us today.
I want to thank you for letting me be your guest. It was really fun.
Oh, I had a great time.
Same wavelength.
Yeah. Have you on again.
I would love to. Sure. You could come on my channel.
Thanks. I would love to get off my own channel and come to another channel. For sure. So we're going to end the broadcast. I'm going to send you all some Reiki and just accept it. And, for anything that you need. I'm just a conduit. It's coming through me. And all you got to do is accept it. All right. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.